Hello, this is my presentation for aerospace. I will be giving my presentation on Lawrence Sperry, the founder of the autopilot system. Sperry was born in the 1890s in Chicago, Illinois. As a young kid, he was very adventurous. He and his brother liked to build gliders, and there's actually a story that he and his brother destroyed one of the walls of their house because they were doing a glider experiment and it went wrong. Thankfully, no one was hurt during this. He was also a barnstormer after World War One in order to raise awareness toward aviation. In school, he was very good at math, especially physics. He really loved the subject and he studied it a lot. So Sperry helped create the autopilot in World War One. The US military knew that other nations had more advanced aerospace industries and more established aerospace industries, and so they tried to gain the upper hand militarily. Essentially, what it was Sperry tried to unite yaw, pitch, and roll, which are the three main movements in flight, if you will, to gyroscopes, which were a spinning instrument in the aircraft. However, he faced a few issues. One of these was electrical power, and the other one was generating enough power from the gyroscopes. But another issue he faced was the lack of uniformity of airplane design. What happened was many manufacturers each use a different design for their planes, so it was really difficult to install one uniform autopilot system. So this problem was solved by the Deperdusen system, which made a control stick standard for the aircraft of that time. Obviously, aircraft have gone a long way since then, but at the time, this really helped to create the prototype for the autopilot. Sperry used 4 gyroscopes, each rotating at 7,000 RPM to get the needed power to allow the system to work. His rise to fame. So, due to his military success, he became very good at building planes. He actually built a plane called the Messenger, which could fly up to 12,000 feet and go 95 miles an hour. These planes were so good that Billy Mitchell requested a dozen of them. However, his influence did not stop there. Sperry observed during the war that German pilots used parachutes when their planes were shot down, and this helped Germany to save lives militarily. However, the US did not use the parachutes during the war, and so Sperry thought that through a public demonstration, it could be seen throughout the nation that the military needed parachutes. He did this at the Dayton Air Show in 1918. The story behind it is very wild. So, the day that he was to give the presentation, his father hid the parachute because he was afraid of Sperry getting hurt. Thankfully, Sperry's fiance was able to figure out where they were hiding the parachute. And so Lawrence was able to give the presentation, which went very well. After the jump, though, he actually got tangled on a cornice of a building. And rather than wait for the firemen to rescue him, he simply untangled the parachute and jumped the rest of the way down himself. And it went well. He was not hurt. He was very bold. So, the end of his life. So, during a routine flight from Britain to France in 1923, it was very cloudy over the English Channel. Now, Sperry had done this flight a bunch, so naturally he was pretty confident. However, the plane started to have issues with the instruments, and Sperry was not able to recover. His body was not found until the next month, and when he died, he had 23 patents to his name. So he's definitely very influential in the industry at that time. Here are my works cited. This is the book I used. And yeah.